Hey, hello and welcome everyone. This is Preeti, the Sassy Book Squirrel, and this is my first ever YouTube video. So, for those of you who are following me on Bookstagram, you probably know me and my reading choices and everything else. But for those of you that do not know me, I think a small introduction will kind of help. So I decided to do the BookTube NewBie Tag today. Well, no one tagged me to do this, but I just thought it will be fun to do, and also it will be nice for people who are watching me for the first time to actually get to know me better. So I would be answering a set of about 10 questions here, and I think by the end of this video you guys should be able to know about me and why I'm here and what do I plan to do and how do I plan to do it and stuff like that. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. So the first question I have here is, why did you start this channel? Okay, so there are multiple answers to this question. There's no one single answer, definitely. So the first answer would definitely sound like a cliche, but there are no better answers for this question. And the answer is that I love reading. And if there's anything else that I like to do other than reading books, it's talking about books. And I do not have much friends who actually read, and it's very difficult for me to actually talk to people about books because they don't understand. And whenever I finish a book, I have the strong urge to rant about the people I didn't like in the book, or if I like the protagonist a lot, I want to rave about them, but eventually I end up just keeping them all to myself, or probably for some time now I've been doing it on Bookstagram. But otherwise, I think I haven't had much friends with whom I can discuss books, and that is one important reason I'm here to talk about books. And other than that, again, for people that know me, I started Bookstagram because I was going through a postpartum depression when I had my baby about, I think, 10 months ago. She's almost going to be a year in a couple of days, but I started Bookstagram 2 or 3 months after she was born. I think 2 months after she was born. So yeah, it was an unplanned pregnancy, and when I was suddenly put into a room and I had sleepless nights and endless cluster feeding, it really got to me, even though I had immense support from my parents and my husband, but still I kind of wanted an outlet. So eventually I just started reviewing books and stuff like that on Bookstagram. Until then I wasn't even active on Instagram for that matter. Yeah, so I started reading whenever she was sleeping, when I was feeding, when I was pumping, when I was I used to sacrifice on my sleep, and I used to read books, and that's how I started Bookstagram. And now I think I'm almost close to a family of 3,000 people on Bookstagram, and I'm very, very happy that the community has accepted me, and they like what I'm reading and what I'm reviewing. And I thought I should get myself to a wider platform and start making videos. Again, I had this kind of a conscious feeling that I've put on a lot of weight after my delivery, my pregnancy, so I was really afraid to show myself on the camera. So that's why I did not start booktubing, but rather I started with Bookstagram. And now I think I'm slowly gaining back the confidence that this is my postpartum body and this is how I look, and eventually I'm not ashamed of it. So I nurture a whole human being inside of me, and I think I should be really proud of my body. So I'm just here in front of you doing this video and starting this YouTube channel. So I think that was a very long answer. Now let's go on to the next question, which is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? Well, honestly, at this moment I cannot think of any fun elements that I can bring because I'm still a newbie. I'm still afraid of the camera and all of that. I do have a lot of inhibitions within myself. I have a lot of insecurities, but eventually in a while I will see what fun elements I can probably embed in my videos. But for now, unique things. Okay, I don't think there's anything unique other than my face. So every booktuber, right, is unique. Their body language is unique, their reviewing style is unique, the kind of content they make, their language, everything is different, everything is unique. So I don't think I'm going to be really worried about how I'm going to be unique and how, I don't know, I'm not going to try and be unique. I'm just going to be myself. I think that's more important, right, to be yourself. So that's that. And the next question is, what are you most excited about for your channel? Okay, I'm very excited about making videos, filming them, and I think I'm more excited about reading different books, diverse books. At least now I would be forced to read a lot of books so that I can keep my followers and my subscribers really engaged. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of exciting things in this channel, and one of them is reading a lot more than I usually do. And the next question is, why do you love reading? Okay, now that is a very difficult question to answer, because why do I love reading is like answering why do I eat food, because it's just a part of me. It's just very essential for me. There are so many books that have made me cry. There have been so many books that have made me laugh. There have been books that have changed my life forever. There have been books that have made me look at this world very differently. And I basically started reading for escapism. The lesser I think about my life, the better. So yeah, I started reading as escapism to, I love traveling through books. I like looking at the world through a different person's perspective, and I like how you can travel so much with books. There are so many things that you get out of reading which you do not get out of watching a series or a movie. I'm not against movies or series. In fact, I am a movie buff myself. But the feeling that reading gives me, right? That feeling I do not get in anything else. So yeah, I think that's why I love reading. The next question is, what book series got you into reading? Okay, that's going to be very cliche of an answer, but again, to be very honest, it definitely was Twilight for me. Definitely. Because when I was actually falling out of reading books, when I was losing my touch with books, Twilight happened. And I think I was in high school when Twilight happened. And I was so into the book. I was so engaged. I read it like in a jiffy, and I was really into it. I cannot even describe how it feels. And I've read all of the books, and I have watched all of the movies, and I've watched them so many times. For someone like me who hates book to movie adaptations, Twilight was one exception, because I really liked how they made the movie, even though there were very minor changes from what is in the book. But that is just common, right, with Harry Potter or Chronicles of Narnia or anything for that matter. So I really enjoyed Twilight, and that was one book series that I will never forget in my life. And I think I have I'm not sure you can see, but I have the entire Twilight series here, if you can see. Yeah, and I'm never ever going to throw them out. It has to keep reminding me of, my reading and stuff like that. So definitely not throwing that out. So the next question is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Favorite question to my favorite booktubers. Okay, I have a lot of favorite booktubers. I cannot even choose a few. But if I have to think on top of my mind, I have Emily Fox, of course. She's my favorite all time. And then there is Hannah, the Clockwork Reader. She's my all-time favorite also. And then there are so many. Cindy, and then Haley from Haley in Bookland, I think, her channel. And there's Anshul from Libro Review. There's Gabby from Gabby Reads, and so many others. But these are just a few people I could think on top of my mind. And I don't know, I really don't have a particular question to ask them. Probably I'll just ask them how they read so much, and how do they get the time, and how they manage their time. Or probably I would ask them for some booktube tips for a newbie like me. Yeah, that's just about it, nothing much. So the next question I have here is, what challenges will be the hardest with booktube? The challenges that I see at the moment are that it is going to be very difficult for me to be filming my videos. And eventually I'm also reading very less when compared to how much I used to read a year ago. And that is quite understandable, because I have a 1-year-old baby, and she keeps me on my toes. I'm really busy with her. So I had this New Year resolution that I will read at least 15 minutes per day, and I have been able to keep it up for about 2 to 3 weeks into January now. But I don't know how long I will be able to incorporate that. But what I do right now is I read I click pictures for Bookstagram or film videos for IGTV and BookTube, etc. when she sleeps. So, but now that she's growing, she has very little nap time and a lot of playtime. But eventually, I do all this stuff when she's sleeping in the night, which is the longest sleep she has. So that's eventually 12 o'clock in the night, which is like 12 a.m. So I start reading from 12 a.m. I go on till about 2 in the morning, and that's when I do my filming and photo shoots and all of that as well. So it is very, very challenging, and eventually in the morning I get to sleep only till the time she sleeps. So, but when you love doing something, I think you have to sacrifice on few things, and for me, what I am sacrificing at the moment is my sleep, and at the moment I think it's fine. But that is going to be the biggest challenge that I will be facing with BookTube, keeping filming and being consistent with my videos is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So the next question is, when did you start reading? I have been reading all my life. I don't even remember when I started reading. So we have this subject in school where we have to read one book every year. I'm not sure what that subject was called, but it's like a paper in school. Like we have one classic mostly that we have to read every year. So as part of that, I have read so many books like Oliver Twist and The Three Musketeers and Robinson Crusoe, Scarlet Pimpernel, so many. I can't even think of Jane Eyre, all of that. So in the starting of the term, the school will eventually give out all the textbooks, and this classic book would also come along with the other textbooks, with the other subject books. And after coming home, I would sit and finish that book in a day or two. And then eventually when I get back to school and the rest of this class is, reading the classic for the whole year, I would probably know every single dialogue, every single, what's going to happen next. I would know everything because I would have finished that book long ago. So that was one thing that got me into reading. And then eventually I got myself into this lending library that is near my house, and I used to go there every summer holidays, and I would read Enid Blyton and Nancy Drew and Archie's, Betty and Veronica. Hardy Boys used to be my favorite. A lot of stuff. I can only probably take 3 books at a time, I think. So I would take 3 books, but then eventually in 3 days I would go back and I would be taking new books, and the librarian would be really surprised that I used to be very young. I'm talking about like my 4th or 5th grade already. So he used to be really surprised that I am so quick in reading my books. And my mom was not a great fan of me reading during my school days. I mean, when I say school days, like the weekdays. So I would eventually only read during summer holidays. But I was really happy with that. I used to read a lot already. So I think all my life I've been reading. So it started in school, to be very precise. And where do you read? Well, anywhere possible. I usually like reading at bed, not just because, I can read ebooks when my baby girl is sleeping, but I just like reading in bed, and I like reading when I'm traveling. So reading in the metros and reading anywhere, just anywhere. What kind of books do you read? Well, I don't know. I read everything. I almost read everything. But my favorite genre as such would be historical fiction. I don't know why. I read a lot of historical fiction. I like reading thrillers. I'm not a very great fan of science fictions and high fantasy. I don't know, because I never got into reading much of those genres actually. So one of the bookish resolutions this year is to actually start reading genres that I haven't explored before, and on that definitely is sci-fi and fantasy, and also self-help books. I'm not really a fan of self-help books. So I think other than these 3 genres, I pretty much read anything: historical fiction, thrillers, classics, domestic fiction, family saga, everything. I pretty much like every single genre. So I think that's it. We're done with the 10 questions. So I think now you guys pretty much have an idea of who I am, what I do. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I am an IT project manager by profession. And I am on an extended maternity leave, taking care of my baby, who will be 1 year old in less than a week, I think. Yeah. Her birthday is on 23rd. So I wanted to start BookTube exactly a year after she was born, because yeah, I think I've proved myself in Bookstagram, and I wanted to start my BookTube channel. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. So you know me, what I read, what I like reading, and why I'm here. So if you like me, please do subscribe to my channel, and I will be posting a lot of reviews and book hauls and book recommendations, author interviews, wrap-ups, and everything that I can. So I will try to keep you guys as engaged as possible, and I will try to keep posting consistently. But if I don't, please do continue supporting and showing your love for me. If you like this video, do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. This is Preeti signing off. Bye bye.